Okay, hello and welcome to our talk with one of our hall wardens around the role of RAs and how they support them in our halls. The purpose of this video is to hopefully entice a few of you into applying for the role of RA, and so that you can see exactly what skills and benefits that you can gain from doing this role. It's a really integral role at the university, and we're hoping that a few of you will be really interested after hearing from our warden. So I'm joined today by Monika. So Monika is a very experienced warden. She's been on our team now for a number of years. She actually started off as a residential advisor herself, and she's worked her way up through the ranks. And she did this whilst completing her PhD in linguistics, and is now part of the student experience team within the university. So welcome, Monika. Thank you for joining us today.
Hello, everyone. Thank you.
So Monika, I think we dive straight into our questions. So let's start with you telling us a bit about what you do in the role of warden.
As one of the hall wardens, I lead my teams of residential advisors. So I look after Melville and Tudor, for example. So I have two little teams. And the residential advisors live on site with students, and they make sure that basically the student life is as safe, as enjoyable as possible. Another side of my role, I guess, is also being responsible for the pastoral and disciplinary matters, ensuring that the students in my halls live happily together. They have the opportunity to study, but also obey some of the rules that we must have to make sure that everyone is happy. Then a third side of my role, I would say, is also trying to help build student community and organize some events with my teams of residential advisors and the student experience team.
Oh, brilliant. So there's essentially three parts of the role then, isn't there? So there's obviously the pastoral side, the discipline side, and then also the social program and event side, because obviously we're all really keen in making sure that we've got a great community within our halls. And I suppose that the RAs are absolutely integral to being able to support all three of those aspects of what you do as warden. So moving on then, for your team of RAs, how do you provide support to them?
I would say that the support to RAs starts with the training that they receive at the beginning, because obviously, especially the first year RAs, if they are worried that they don't know how to deal with a particular situation, this all is covered in the training, so that definitely helps. We also make sure that you have a handbook where you get some examples of incidents that might happen, you get some procedures to make sure that you are comfortable with your first duty nights and that you know what's expected of you. I think that's definitely a good start in terms of supporting the RAs. And then obviously during the academic year, we hold regular team meetings. So we meet each other frequently as a team, and we make sure that we know of any issues or any problems, and equally of the nice things coming up. So of the events being organized, whether by the RAs or by the student experience team, or perhaps even by the whole student committee that comes in place a little bit later. So we have team meetings as well. And then I guess at some point in the year, we have a personal development review with me, and we discuss your development, and we make sure that if you have any developmental needs, then we can cover that. I guess we can think of some additional training, and if anything comes up that you need to discuss, obviously you can always email me. We can always arrange a meeting. And if there is any emergency situation that you need to contact me about, even out of hours, you have my work mobile.
No, it's really good to hear that the RAs are so well supported on site. And as well as obviously Monika's support as warden, we also have a really great advice and guidance team who are also on hand to support RAs through any situations that they might need a bit of additional support and help.
And even other, I guess there are other teams as well, because we also have reception open 24/7. We have campus support that assist us with some, for example, noise issues. So there's definitely a lot of support, not just from the wardens, but from the whole of university.
Absolutely. There's not one point of the day where there's not several people able to support with RAs and anything that they find themselves in a situation with. Okay then, so on the other side of that then, so obviously that's how we support our RAs on site. What are the benefits of being an RA?
Now, I might be very subjective, because obviously having been an RA for 8 years before becoming a warden, I was really keen and really enjoyed the role myself. I have to say, I think there are different layers. There is a professional layer, there's a personal layer, there's a financial layer of benefits. So maybe just to mention them briefly. I think it's a great way to get valuable experience, especially if you're a student who starts thinking, about how difficult it is to get in the work market nowadays, even after you gain an amazing degree. This role is a great opportunity to get some team working experience, customer service experience. You're definitely going to get a lot of examples that you can then use on your CV or during job interviews as well. You're definitely going to be able to prove that you can offer support, that you can think on your feet, that you can deal with difficult situations, maybe that you can organize events if that's something that you get involved in on a team as well. And then I guess on a personal level, I must admit, I think that it's a great way to make friends with your fellow RAs, especially I think if you're coming to Liverpool and you're new to the city, you just meet about 100 people straight away who are probably like-minded and equally hardworking. So I think it's a great way to meet some people that you may become best friends forever with. And then finally, I'm sure you all know as well, there is a slight financial benefit as well, because the RAs get a discount on their accommodation. So if you're a student who likes saving money and thinking about the future, making sure your debt is as little as possible after you finish your university journey and an adventure, then that's definitely for you as well.
No, so there's a lot of layers then, isn't there, to the benefits that people can get from being an RA. And as well as everything that you've mentioned, I think one of the real key things is that because a lot of the RA role, especially where you're on overnight duties, you're working on your own, you really build confidence and gain quite a bit of empowerment because you are a decision maker. And so it really puts you in a good position for sort of future employability and career, and gives you a step up ahead of the other candidates that you might be against. So it's well worth considering the role of RA if that's something that you're keen on doing. And so then, Monika, so finally, given that you are going to be one of the leads on the interview panel for the candidates who are applying, what specifically are you looking for in a residential advisor?
I guess at the very beginning, when I review applications, I like seeing some work experience, whether related to customer service or any transferable skills. Obviously, the experience that I mentioned will not. It's not easy for all students to have experience while they're working, while they're studying to also work. So this is a perfect situation. So obviously there are also some characteristics I'm looking for that I'll mention later. But for ideal candidates, I guess it's nice to have some customer service experience. It's nice to have some event organizing experience, but bear in mind, it doesn't have to be professional. It can be part of a committee at school where you were organizing your prom, or part of a society during your earlier university degree where you organized some events. So it doesn't have to be professional. We very welcome any transferable experience as well, and any examples that you might have of that would definitely help us try to get to know you a little better and perhaps understand whether you're suitable for the role or not. I think it also helps if candidates lived in accommodation halls themselves, because that perhaps helps them understand possible problems that the students might face, especially as first-year students being first time away from home, and also to understand the support system that is available on campus or through accommodation and residential team. Even though different institutions work differently, I think the idea that we are there to support and that many places do the same, I think that kind of helps as well with the awareness. As for the general characteristics, I think it's very simple. I think I'm looking for candidates who are open, who are friendly, who are proactive, and who have good work ethic.
Brilliant. So essentially, if there is some experience there around sort of pastoral support, customer service, or event experience, that is brilliant. Doesn't have to be formal. It can be informal, sort of working through a school committee or something like that. But ultimately, we're looking for people with a strong work ethic, who are enthusiastic and willing to come in and learn and want to help and support our students who are living in our halls.
Exactly.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Monika. I think, hopefully that's been really useful to the people who are listening, and hopefully we have enticed a few more of you wanting to apply and become residential advisors for this September. So if you are interested in applying or want to find out more information, you can head over to our accommodation website. So it's just liverpool.ac.uk/accommodation. Through that, you can land onto our Halls Life pages and find out all about our events and social programme. And also there's a whole section about becoming a residential advisor, which will then tell you how to apply for the role. Or you can head over to our Facebook and Instagram pages. Just on both platforms, just search Live Uni Halls and you'll find our pages with loads more information and videos from the RAs and also the Halls Life team on being an RA. So thank you very much for listening, and we will see you soon.